So we have about 360 miles to go from here, Coleman. That's straight line, 360. All the detours to deal with low altitude and no places to land, and the Atlanta Class B at about 80, so 440. So on an average day, average for this trek so far, that'd be 4 flights. But if the altitudes continue to be as low as they have been, it could take 10 flights. So who knows? 3 really good days could do it. So somewhere between 3 and 10 flights ought to get us to the Atlantic.
Welcome to Soar America. Eric, our pilot, has challenged himself to fly all the way across the country from the west coast to the east coast in his sailplane in a series of connected flights. His wife Julie and I are working as his crew. Join us as we soar, drive, and camp across America. We're taxiing the plane out here at the Coleman Airport. I usually drive, and I have to keep it at about 4 miles per hour, 3 or 4. That's a comfortable walking distance for the ones walking the wing. Eric and Julie walk the wings. I try to keep one of them in my side view mirrors so that they can tell me if I need to speed up or slow down or stop. And today we're going to taxi down the taxiway, get him to the runway, and ready to take off for another flight.
Coleman traffic, motor glider Quebec, Victor departing runway 20 Coleman.
So this was behind Eric as he took off. So hopefully he can outrun those storms. He is going the opposite direction. So hopefully those storms won't be in his way. We're sitting here at the airport and quite a rainstorm has moved through. We're really hoping Eric is ahead of this and doesn't have to worry about this being in his way. Haven't heard from him yet, so we're not sure if he's made the next airport or if he may end up right back here. But this is what's coming through behind him. So we made it to a new state and a new time zone today. We are in our last time zone, the Eastern time zone, and we made it to Georgia. Eric landed at the West Georgia Regional Airport in Carrollton, Georgia. And this was his stretch goal for the day, so had a really good flight. We were worried about him because there was a storm behind him, but he made it down safely.
Wow.
We had quite a bit of rain that came around, so did you see it at all up there?
Oh yeah.
Did you get rained on?
I got sprinkled on as I was approaching here to land, but that was it.
So you stayed ahead of it?
Ahead of it, short of it, right of it, left of it. You know, there were a lot of storms over here in West Georgia. I didn't see lightning, so nothing too extreme, just rain.
So how many miles today?
Straight line point to point, it was 107.
Woo!
Include all the zigzags because of how low I was, who knows. But did get a little higher than on recent flights. I got up to 4,200 above the ground once, I think. Yeah, it's been a while since I got that kind of altitude. I probably couldn't have made it here had I not been getting close to that, 3,500 or so above the ground. Because there was rain. There was just rain east of here, all the way from north of Atlanta to south of Atlanta. Got a nice picture of a a thunderstorm, a rainbow, and my glider's sitting here on the ground. So if anybody asks, that's why I didn't keep going that way. That's not entirely true, because that's allowed right there. I couldn't go that way. I needed to go that way and then that way, but look at that. Couldn't go that way.
We are in a beautiful state park here for the night. So happy that they had open spots for us. Really nice. They had everything set up for you to check in with the camp host if you came in late. Because we lost an hour today, we are getting in after 8 o'clock. But it's wonderful here. Great place to spend the night tonight. It is Thursday morning, and we are here at the West Georgia Regional Airport, prepared to fly out again. I have to say, this is a first. Eric is actually sounding optimistic about today, so I hope it turns out well. He's usually thinking, oh, I may just land where I take off, but he's actually thinking it's going to be really good today, and hoping that he gets far enough that maybe we will actually complete all the way to the Atlantic Ocean on either Saturday or Sunday. So we may be almost finished. Kind of have mixed feelings about that. It'll be good to finish it, but it's also really fun, so it's kind of sad to see it end. But it's exciting to think that we might be that close to the finish. Eric landed tonight in Sandersville, Georgia. Had a good flight, got really far. Would have gotten farther, but there was a rainstorm in the way, so he had to land. Our campsite tonight is the Worthen RV Park in Worthen, Georgia, about 20 minutes away from the airport where Eric landed. Really nice place out here. We have just found the best RV parks all along the way. Eric had a really great flight today. Didn't get quite as far as he wanted, but he said tonight he only has 112 miles left to make it to his goal in South Carolina. We're getting really close. He's trying to decide tonight if he's going to maybe make a short flight tomorrow, so then that'll just leave him a short flight into his end point. So we'll see what happens. But it's really exciting, getting very close to the end now. This is the morning of either the last day or maybe the next to the last day of Soar America. When Eric landed yesterday, he told us that he had 112 miles left to get to the airport in South Carolina where he wants to land. He's planning to land at an airport that has a soaring club. So it would be really exciting for him to land at the soaring club on a weekend when there are other pilots there. So the plan is to fly today. We are supposed to have thunderstorms in the afternoons for the next few days, which is very typical of the southeast in summer. This is why he wanted to finish before July, but getting stuck in Texas delayed us, and here we are in July trying to dodge the thunderstorms. He had to do that quite a bit yesterday. So it seems like that's going to be the norm, so that's not a reason not to fly. So we're going to try it today. 112 miles if conditions are really good and the thunderstorms stay out of the way. That is possible for one day. So he could finish today. More likely finish tomorrow. But we'll see what happens. Only 112 miles to go. If you're interested to see what these flights are like from Eric's perspective, then check out the Soar America YouTube page. I'll put a tag up here in the corner. Just click on that and it'll take you to that channel where they have videos from each of the flights. Kind of shows you some of the scenery that Eric sees, what he's thinking as he's going through these flights. It's made a little more for pilots, but even those of us who don't know a whole lot about aviation can still enjoy them. I just finished watching the flight number 9 video, and that one was really neat. He flies with someone up in the air, so you get to see another plane with him, and you get to find out what it looks like to him when he flies in the rain. So check out the Soar America YouTube channel. I feel like I've gotten spoiled living in Colorado and then Washington State. Very mild weather, I guess. I mean, Colorado would get hot and cold, but still, it wasn't humid. And Seattle, amazingly, is not very humid either. It gets a little humid in the winter, but the summer is really nice. So I wondered how I would do with the weather in the southeast in July. Well, we spent one night in Louisiana, and I actually didn't have hookups, and so I had the windows open and no air conditioning all night, and that went well. So overall, it feels like temperatures have been pretty mild. It was really hot when we first started back. We were having temperatures in the hundreds. The bugs are another thing that I wondered about. I haven't really had a lot of bugs where I've lived lately. We had a couple of places we stayed where we had some mosquitoes, but here in Sandersville, Georgia, the gnats are so bad. They are just buzzing around you and trying to get in your eyes constantly. So I'm glad we're not here very long, and I'm hoping that we are flying away from gnats today. So we are actually going to be able to watch him land on this, the final flight of Soar America. So exciting. We can see him up in the sky. He's low enough he had cell signal, so we were able to talk to him, and he told us where to be. And he's coming in for the landing right now. He's on approach, and we are about to finish Soar America. He's just not ready for it to be over. He's just having fun now. And he is down. The final flight of Soar America.
With him?
No, we're fine. How does it feel? Success! We almost finished Soar America too quickly. We weren't sure Eric would get the whole 112 miles that last day. So we really didn't have any plans about what was next. So once he finished his flight, we all of a sudden had to decide what was next. Typically, he would land in a spot, we would find an RV park close by, and plan to fly out the next day. But once he finished, we didn't really have a plan. So we looked for RV parks that were around there, but with it being close to the ocean and on a weekend, it was really hard to get a spot. All the RV parks around were booked. So we decided to just go ahead and start west. We knew we would be going that direction anyway, and we found an RV park about, I think it was an hour away from where we were, about an hour and a half. So that was nice. That got us in the right direction to head home. And to celebrate, Eric made s'mores. And that was about the extent of the celebration on that evening. And then we just kept heading toward home. Ready for a run?
Ready for a run.
The Soar America adventure may be over now that we've completed the challenge Eric set for himself. But we are not finished traveling, so stay tuned for more videos as we continue to have our adventures in the van on the road.